I'm Emily and I'm an educator at MoHi, and this is Idea Lab at Home. Join us as we tinker, experiment, and create our way through history with a new topic and activity every other month. And today we are exploring photography. The MoHi collection is rich with photographs of people, places, and events from Seattle's past, and many of them were made with analog or non-digital cameras. Innovations in photographic technology have changed the ways we document the world around us. For example, this Kodak 3A camera from the 19-teens was designed to be much more portable than the cameras behind me, and it also was designed to make photos that would print the right size to be sent as postcards, and it also has a special window on the back where people could write their own captions directly on the photos. This Kodak Brownie Holiday from the 1950s was designed to be even more portable and was designed with children in mind. It's made from plastic, is super small, and very easy to operate. You just point and shoot. Today, a lot of us take pictures on our cell phones, which are even more portable, take seemingly infinite amounts of photos, and are super durable and pretty water resistant as well. Even though each of these cameras is really different from each other, they were all designed with portability and taking photos to share with others in mind. All analog film cameras work pretty much the same way. The body of the camera is a light-proof box with a small hole on the front of it that's usually behind a lens, and the light travels through the lens through that small hole and is projected onto the back of the inside of the camera, where the light is captured by a light-sensitive material. The correct amount of light coming into the camera is achieved by finding a balance between the sensitivity of the light-sensitive material, the size of the hole, and how long you leave it open for. The light-sensitive material that this camera uses is film, which is a plastic coated with light-sensitive chemicals. Once your film has been exposed, in order to see your photos, it is processed and washed in chemicals that stop it from being light sensitive and fix the image to the plastic. Once film is developed, in order to make printed photos, photographers go into a dark room and they use a special projector called an enlarger to project the images on the film onto light sensitive paper. And then that paper is also washed in chemicals that prevent it from being light sensitive and fix the image to the paper. Digital cameras work pretty similarly, except instead of the light being projected onto a light sensitive material like film, the light is being focused onto a sensor that records light electronically. You can see your photos instantly with a digital camera, and you also don't have to print them in order to share them. You can observe the way light travels through a camera by making a camera obscura, an ancestor of the photographic camera. It works pretty much the same way, except instead of light traveling through the lens onto a light-sensitive material, it is projected onto a viewable surface. To build your camera obscura, you are going to need the following things: a cardboard box, some extra pieces of cardboard. You want one to be just the same size as the inside of your box, and I took this cardboard directly from my box, and I got 2 extra pieces out of it. You'll need a piece of paper. You can use regular copy paper or tracing paper, a pencil, masking tape, duct tape, scissors, and a box cutter, which you'll use with adult supervision, and a teeny tiny magnifying glass like this one. First, tape together your box with duct tape, but leave one side open. And you want to make sure that you are covering any places where light might be leaking in. On the opposite side of your box from the open end, you are going to cut a small hole that is roughly the same size as your lens, and you're going to duct tape your lens over that hole. Next, you're going to build your screen. The first step is to take that piece of cardboard that fits just inside your box and cut it into a frame like this. Then you are going to take your piece of paper and cut it into a size that fits just inside your frame and tape it to your frame. Then you are going to take your 2 skinny rectangles of cardboard and tape them to the back of your frame, and you'll end up with something like this. The last step is to put it all together, and you do that by slipping your screen inside your box. And watch as an image appears upside down. To focus your image, you just use the handles to push the screen further in or out of the box. And viewing conditions are best with a bright light source coming in and a darker viewing area. So that means maybe pointing it at an open window, or if you're outside and it's really bright, it's too bright to view, you can put a jacket or a blanket over your head. If you don't want to or can't find a little magnifying glass like this one, you can just use the pinhole method to build your camera obscura. For this one, the screen is on the inside of the back of your box, and your box is completely light-proof except for a small little viewing window that you cut out and a small hole that you can poke with a pencil that your light is going to travel through. And for that one, you look through the viewing window and make sure that your head doesn't cover your light source. You can also turn a room into a camera obscura by completely covering the windows and making a very small hole for light. You can locate the activity instructions below or on the MOHI website at mohi.org/education. You can also explore historic photographs in our online collection at mohi.org/collections. Thanks for watching.